Today we are talking about switching up my meds, which is pretty personal, but welcome to me. I get personal. I don't know what this is. I think I hate it. Now, for those of you who don't know, I have severe clinical depression. Isn't this already so much fun? Wow, this is so much fun. And in dealing with my depression, I use a lot of things like talk therapy, DBT skills, creative outlets, and medication. Why am I talking about this? I am talking about this because it's a big and scary thing for me for two huge reasons. One of the reasons why it's a big and scary thing for me is because I haven't heard a lot of people talk about it. Why is it scary to share about it? Because of the stigma. There's a lot of incredibly negative stigma in the world around medicating things like depression or anxiety. The judgment is really scary, that people could decide to take precious time out of their day to tell me that my depression isn't real and my experience isn't valid, that I don't understand my depression like I think I do, and that I'm actually just lazy and wrong and stupid. When I've dedicated so much time and reading and research and therapy and life to this thing and understanding it and fixing it, just to have people come in and be cruel. So it makes sense that people don't want to talk about this a lot. But I think past me could have benefited a lot from hearing someone talk about this. So talking about it for anyone who needs it. Now on to doing it, like changing my meds. That is also super scary. Why? In short, side effects. In long, which is me, I just love to stretch it out, there are different kinds of side effects. There are physical side effects, such as, but not limited to, nausea, cardiac arrhythmia, vomiting, diarrhea, weight gain, weight loss, just all kinds of fun stuff, really. But those aren't why I'm scared. I've had several of those, and I've been lucky. I've been all right afterwards. No, the thing that I am afraid of is the side effects that can happen with my head, my mind. See, in treating a chemical imbalance, we have figured out that there are these magical little, they're not magic, it's science, these scientific little pills that can balance you out, but what we haven't figured out is which pills go with which brains, which ones work and which ones don't. So the only option is to try things out, which sucks. When they don't work, it can be terrible. For example, you can have your emotions completely muted. It's this feeling where you don't feel. You just have this small voice in the back of your head telling you, shouldn't I be feeling sad right now? Or shouldn't this thing make me happy? But in the forefront of your feelings is just silence. Just nothing. You'll see something heart-wrenching and just nothing is inside of you constantly. It is pure emptiness, and I assure you, you don't ever want to experience it. And then there's also the thing that worries me the most, which is that it can actually make your depression way worse. Isn't that fun? An antidepressant can end up being a pro-depressant for me, or you, or anyone. It's great. I'm sure you've heard at the end of depression med commercials, they just quietly slip in that maybe it'll make you want to kill yourself. Isn't that cool? For some context, right now my meds have me functional. As you can see, I am a very high-functioning person with severe clinical depression. Lots of people are surprised when they find this out about me. If you don't know me well and you haven't read my really dark jokes on Twitter, people think, oh, but you're so cheery and you smile all the time and you seem like you have energy, and it's just a good reminder that people don't really know what's going on behind closed doors. Not that I have to explain myself to you guys, but one big symptom of my depression that is currently present is my being overwhelmed by everything. I am constantly overwhelmed and exhausted by everything, especially the little things. Brushing my teeth sounds like climbing a mountain, and I have to fight with myself to do it. Taking a shower feels like swimming across an ocean, and again, I have to argue with myself to convince myself to do it, despite the fact that personal hygiene is extremely important to me, and I'm actually very paranoid of people ever thinking I smell bad. It's just really hard to explain, but it just feels like too much. It feels like I can't do it. And where I'm at right now is I'm at least able to argue with myself, which is great. I'm able to have that healthy part of my brain say, you gotta do this. You have to. Just try. Just try. You're gonna be exhausted, but do it anyways. And sometimes that voice wins, but not always. And the exhaustion is still there during and afterwards. And it wasn't always this way. I have had a healthier brain. And I have worked so hard to get back to that healthier brain with all the talk therapy I've been doing and all the dialectical behavioral therapy I've been doing and all the meditation I've been doing and all the striving to be creative and make things I've been doing. I've been working so hard and I'm still not even close, and so I had several medical professionals tell me maybe I should switch up my meds. This is the first time in my life I've decided to switch up my meds without it being completely dire and me needing to, or else, like, I could still go on like this. And I could be okay. I could have life be passable and fine. But I want it to be good. I want to be healthy. I want to be better. And I'm doing everything else I can think of to be better. And so I'm going to take this risk. And you know what? I'm really proud of myself for that. I am. I'm proud of myself for taking that leap, and I am smart. I have a lot of checks and balances in place so that if things go wrong, I have several people in my life and things in my life to help me. Gosh, but I'm still so scared talking about it. It's just one of those things, though. It's just one of those things that people deal with. Lots of people deal with, and they deal with this fear and this not knowing, but it's just a part of my life. Like, my meds, fun fact, could stop working at any time. They could stop working in 8 years. They could stop working in 2 years. They could stop working in 6 months. And I have no idea if that's going to happen or not. I just have to live my life and just accept that that is part of things. And this is another thing that's part of things. I just will have to risk my well-being if I want that well-being to improve. And that is so scary, but I'm not the only one. By far, I am not the only one. And that brings me comfort, that solidarity, knowing that I'm not alone in this terrifying thing. That's good. And if you know anyone who has to take meds and has to deal with this, please exercise compassion and give them love, because it is not easy. So here I go. That's it. That was a really, really, really long video, but I didn't want to leave out anything. So, thanks for listening. I know this was pretty deep, pretty serious. That's not always how I am, but sometimes I'm gonna be. Sometimes I feel like I need to be. And I can't always get through everything with jokes, I'm learning. So here we are. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Everyone's brain chemistry is different. You're ruining things. You're ruining it. Now on to doing it. Come on, girl. We haven't figured out. Girl, I'm gonna end you. Get out. Get out. Olive.